If you want to build a life with fulfillment, joy, and happiness, I can share a little tip. Something as Reiki practitioners we have received from the founder of Ushusiki Ryoho Reiki system. Dr. Mikao Usui selected a certain verse from Meiji Emperor's poem and he gave it to us as the affirmation for Reiki. We call it the Reiki precepts. Just for today, do not anger. Just for today, do not worry. Honor your parents, teachers, and elders. Earn your living honestly and pay gratitude to every living thing. Let me briefly explain what it means and how you can adopt that to your life. Let's take first two. Just for today, do not worry. Just for today, do not anger. Anger and worry does not add to your experience in the modern society. Anger and worry had a place on our survival when we were living in the jungles, when long time ago. Anger and worry had a purpose. We had to be worried, and anger gave us the strength to fight large beasts that we had to live among. But that's not the case now. We are not living in a jungle now. We are living in a modern society, surrounded by other people. We should be able to talk things through in a decent conversation. Anger and worry badly affects our ability to express our needs and have a meaningful conversation. So, Dr. Usui selected these two phrases. Just for today, do not worry. Just for today, do not anger. If for you today is a big target, take it for the moment. Just this moment, do not worry. Just this moment, do not anger. So make it a moment-to-moment experience. Pay attention to how you feel. Understand your triggers of anger and sadness or worry. Understand when these emotions are picking up, the physiological changes that you would feel. Do you breathe faster? Do your body feel like it's in flames? Do you feel heavy? When you identify these pre-signs, you can start doing things. You can start changing your thoughts. You can start doing a Reiki treatment to the places that are getting agitated. Usually it's in the heart center and usually in the solar plexus, but depending on the situation, it could be in your head, third eye. So pay attention to your experience. Knowing your experience is very important. And the experience is different from person to person and also what may be causing it. But deal with your anger and deal with your worry before it goes full force. When it goes full force, you lose control, it takes over. Your thought forms take over you and then run your body instead of you. Your conscious mind steps away. Your unconscious habits, whatever that is, that you would usually demonstrate when you're angry or sad, would take over and run you till you choose to take over with your conscious mind. And probably you would do damage. Maybe you have a way of justifying your damage, like I'm just being me. No, that's not you being you. That you lost you and succumb to your unconscious patterns, and you probably lost a good friend. So don't succumb to your ego. Don't think your emotional drama is justified. It is not. It is never justified. Just for today, do not worry. Just for today, do not anger. So let that sink in. Decide to be a different person. Decide to be a person who is free from anger and free from worry. That's the first step. I'm going to be a different person. You may need to make that decision. Then if you need assistance, they would come. Others would give you pointers. You would read things on newspapers. Okay, maybe they would say things on the news for you. There's a way universe works to bring you things that you decide you want to have. But you need to decide wholeheartedly. If you pull punches, if you decide only halfway through, if it is a half-baked decision, universe is not going to provide that support. Or in fact, universe is going to provide you half-baked support. So you would encounter information to go along this path, and or you would also encounter information that is against that path. So decide wholeheartedly that you would become a person free from anger and free from worry. Because it doesn't serve you, it never served you. At best, it hurt you. So let's move forward in our affirmation. Honor your parents, teachers, and elders. Parents here is anybody who would give you birth in different aspects, like your biological parents would give you life, give you the body that you have. But if you grew up with a different set of parents, if you're adopted or if you are fostered, then you would have other parents who would give you sustenance, maybe direction in life, give you protection. And there'll be other parents who would give you a spiritual awakening. So you would have the same body, but you become a different person. Teachers also give you a birth, but they would more like give you knowledge, information, guidance. They would allow you to have something that you don't have right now. So it could be really big, where you become a new person, or you would be the same person but with an improved set of skills. So if it is an improved set of skills that you got by interaction with another human being, that's a teacher. So it's not only the people who would go and take tuition from, or you would get in front of a whiteboard or a blackboard and teach you things in front of a class. You would meet your teachers in your day-to-day life. And then you have your elders, people who came before you, people who planted these trees, who worked on the roads, who created the buildings that you make use of. Whatever you consume, they laid the groundwork for you to have them. So honor them, remember their contribution. I would like to remind you that honoring is not necessarily listening and taking advices fully as it is given to you. It is not. You have your own brain, you'll have to think on your own. The danger of advice is it comes from one person's experience in a limited set of constraints. It could have been valuable in that specific instance, and it may not be valuable now. But if somebody is giving you something, listen with respect, but internalize it, analyze that, and make it your own. You don't blindly listen to somebody just because you honor them. You honor them knowing that they made your life much easier. You honor them because they brought you here. You honor them because they help you become the person you are. Earn your living honestly. In today's society, this is very tricky. And a lot of people does not realize their living is not honest. Some jobs are there out there where part of doing that job is to lie or hide truth. I was asked, if somebody had to get to such a job, is it a karmic forces affecting them to have such a job? The answer is no, it is not karma. There are people who do similar jobs while telling the truth, while doing the right thing, while not hiding information, while making sure everybody engaged in the interaction gets the best results. Because some jobs, part of the job is to hurt another person. When you're living honestly demands that you pay attention to how you make your money. What sort of things you'll have to think. What sort of things you'll have to say. What sort of things you'll have to do. Become aware of them. And if you think any of them is not honest, change that. You don't have to change your job. You'll have to change the way you do your job if you find part of what you do is not honest. Earn your living honestly. Pay gratitude to every living thing. Gratitude is a beautiful thing. But I find this sentence very fascinating because when we say gratitude, we usually think of the things that we have. If you are eating something, you would probably thank the person who cooked it and brought it to you. If you don't do that, start doing it now. If you are being driven, you may be having gratitude for the person who is driving. But you can actually extend your gratitude a bit more. There were a lot of people who were part of getting raw material into your plate as food. There are farmers. There are people who brought things from the farmers and brought it to the market, and there are people who sold it in the market. There are people who cleansed it. There are people who verified it is of the good quality. All those made sure you have a good meal. You can be grateful for them. If you have been driven, it's not only the driver, but also the person who brought the car, who put it in the road, person who made the tires, person who had the plantation where the rubber came from, person who was mending the rubber trees or working on the metal plants, or working on the iron ores. So there's a lot of people you can be grateful for. There's a lot of people who are part of creating that single experience for you. But it is not only people. You have your trees, you have the insects, you have other beings who are part of that chain. The whole existence of you being here, if bees are not pollinating the flowers, you might not have some food on your plate. So think of all this. See how beautiful folding of life is possible, and be grateful for all living things. Pay gratitude to every living thing. So just for today, do not worry. Just for today, do not anger. Honor your parents, teachers, and elders. Earn your living honestly. Pay gratitude to every living thing. Here's what we do. We say that once in the morning, once in the evening, to remind us. And I did this video so that you, even if you are not a Reiki practitioner, or if you are a Reiki practitioner, and if you haven't heard it this way, you can adopt these things. If you are not a Reiki practitioner, it doesn't really matter. You can make use of that. Some stuff you would need Reiki, like if you are getting angry and if you want to manage it, there are a lot of techniques to do that. But if you know Reiki, it's very easy. You just bring your hand to your wherever you're feeling this sensation, and you can manage that. But if you don't know Reiki, I'm sure like you can count to 10, and there are a lot of other ways. But the most important thing is making this decision to transform your life, to be a person who is not angry, who is not worried, who is grateful for everything in life, and who is working in a way that is honorable. I hope this was useful. I'm Gamagastri, Chief Trainer and Coach for Mind Designs International, and a Reiki Grandmaster. Have a good one.